talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. Jet, we Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairin', gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary.
I be so sick of you niggas, y'all contradicting. I be so bored myself, can you come and fuck me? I feel so ordinary, said when you around me. Treat me like all the right, wear me out. Arguments, you air me out. Tripping about your whereabouts. I can't keep no conflict with you, boy, can we just rub it out? I don't want no savvy with you, you know you my plug. And I can't shake this habit, no. I've been out, baby, heavy reminiscing. Heavy on the missing, you wish it was different than what it was. I've been out, baby, lost in the lion first. Lost, ain't no finding us. I've been out, baby. And if you wonder if I hate you, I do. Shitty of you to make me feel just like this. What I would do to make you feel just like this. And if you wondered if I hate you, fuck you. Shitty of you to make me feel just like this. What I would do to make you feel just like this. Used to be too solid till you scramble me. Used to be your rider, you meant to handle me. Used to be non-violent till you ambush me. Now I'm at your wildin' with you. Now I'm at your silent treatment, that mean no permission. Missionary getting boring, can you switch positions? Hard to say your song, you don't ever listen, no, no. I've been out, baby, heavy reminiscing. Heavy on the missing, you wish it was different than what it was. I've been out, baby, lost in the lion first. Lost, ain't no finding us. I've been out, baby. And if you wonder if I hate you, I do. Shitty of you to make me feel just like this. What I would do to make it feel just like this. And if you wondered if I hate you, fuck you. Shitty of you to make me feel just like this. What I would do to make you feel just like this.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man.
Cut the music! Cut the music! And if you wonder if I hate you, I do. Hey, listen. SZA said it all. SZA said it all. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm here until I finish my bottle of water. Once my bottle of water is gone, I'm gone. Don't ask me. When my bottle of water is gone, I'm gone. I'm going to make my points. I'm going to get up out of here. You better listen, I'm going to tell you right now. You better listen. I'm telling you right now. There ain't going to be no, oh, Scott. No. You better call in right now. You better already be on my call line, because if you're not, I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Best believe. Listen. First of all, let me say this. I'm going to say this. It's just real funny to me, right? It's real funny to me. When y'all was losing, I was a nobody. But then when y'all win, everybody want to add me. Everybody want to add me. I thought I was the nobody. Why y'all care what I got to say? That is crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Your biggest haters be your biggest fans. But I digress. Let me get what I'm about to say off my chest, and then I'm gonna go to the call lines. Let me say this. First of all, shout out to South Carolina State for making it to the Celebration Bowl. Shout out to Chennisberry. Shout out to the team. Let me say this. And shout out to the other team. Listen, man. I'm gonna say the same thing that I said about FAMU, but just in a different way. Like, I felt that game, FAMU was the better team. I felt the other team was the better team that today, but I didn't see a dominating. I like, when I watched the game, I didn't see dominating, right? Like, again, I said earlier, if the defensive coordinator goes into the game and makes Jacoby and Morgan beat you, and he beats you, you shake your hand and say congratulations. And that's what he did. The kid made 4 throws that changed the game. Shout out to Fortillion. Jesus freaking Christ. Those 2 catches were amazing. The last catch was freaking amazing. He made 4 throws, 3rd and 15, 2 goal line throws, and the sluggo to Isaiah Spencer. That's the game. Right? That's the game. That's literally the game right there. Right. And for me, it was all the lack of execution on a part of South Carolina State. Now, I'm not saying South Carolina State would have won this game, but it would have been a lot more competitive, and the momentum would have went back and forth if South Carolina State executes, right? Like, it wasn't a situation to where it was like, oh, they're just dogs beating the dog shit out you. It wasn't the case. It's like, bro, like, Eric Phoenix, like, bro, throw the ball, put the ball on the money. Like, what are we doing? The guys are running open. And I think it's 2 drives that really made me shake my head. The one where they get the pick on the short side of the field, after halftime, Jacoby Morgan comes out and throws a pick. That you're on. It's the same shit at FAMU. You're on the short side of the field and you don't take a shot. And then you let a weak ass A-gap blitz kill you when you know their D-line wasn't doing shit all day, and the only way they were generating pressure was through blitzing. And you let the blitz get through. Simple stuff. Squeeze, guard, squeeze down, tackle, squeeze down, right? And then you let the DN come off the edge. You make the linebacker go around and get off the edge, but you don't let them blitz up them. Come on, man. Like, just dumb stuff, right? That was like 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 1 3rd and 3, maybe something like that before that. That was bad. And then the 4th and 1 stop that they got on midfield, again, you got to take a shot. You're in positive territory. And the fact that you didn't do that and you continue to run this slow offense, like very, very short, condensed style offense. You didn't do any running backs. Like, it makes you think, like, what were you doing for 3 weeks? Like that, honestly, when I sit back and watch this game, all I'm saying is, somebody got to say to Chennisberry, what were you doing for 3 weeks? That's it. Somebody's got to answer that question for me. What was Chennisberry doing for 3 weeks? That's the game plan that you came out with. You never stayed balanced, or you never tried to stay balanced. You never ran to make it manageable for Eric. I'm not saying Eric couldn't deal with throwing the ball a lot of times, but you still want to establish the run. No running back screens, not much play action because you didn't run the ball very well. It was a lot of bad setups, a lot of bad situational football, a lot of bad play calling. I think PotHole State made the plays that they were supposed to make. But again, you couldn't ask any more from the South Carolina State defense. If it wasn't one thing, it's another. You jump off sides on a field goal. You get the face mask call on the wide receiver screen that gives them a first down and make, like, I mean, time after time after time after time. It's just mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake by South Carolina State. But again, that's how the cookie crumbles. All right, let me get through some of these slides. Listen, for all you PotHole State fans today, this is what PotHole State fans looking like. All
Niggas acting bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the.
Oh man, all PotHole State fans today. Jeez Louise, boy. They in all the mirrors. They taking all the pictures. They hanging out with all the people. That's what they doing today. Now, listen, I hear a lot of I hear a lot of like, man, gotta go to work. Hey, my guy. Going to work means delivering mail, goddamn Barry. Deliver the mail. What you going to work for if you not delivering the actual mail? Put the mail in the mailbox. Put the mail in the mailbox, sir. What are you going to work for if you're not putting the mail in the mailbox? Jeez Louise, man. Jeez Louise. Okay? Now, South Carolina State fans, listen to me very carefully. I said this when he got hired. I said, this is what I said. I still picked South Carolina State to win because I felt they were a more balanced team. And they technically are. But anyway, I don't want this to be like hindsight's 2020, right? Because for me, it's not that case because I've said this when he got hired. So it's kind of like I've already said it. So I'm just repeating myself. At some point in time, like this kind of has to be your calling card. I'm like, just it kind of has to be your calling card. 2 times in the playoffs, one time in the playoffs, you was ranked pretty high. The second time in the playoffs, you had the number 1 team defense in Division II. And you got mollywopped. You lost the first year you were there in the playoffs. You lost the second year in the playoffs. And I said that you don't like beating white men. Now, TC Taylor ain't a white man. Far from it. But my thing is this. My grandfather used to say, 1 time is an accident, 2 times is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern. Right? And this is starting to look like a pattern of your teams coming up short in big games. Right? First time, mistake. Second time, a coincidence. Third time's a pattern. And again, what makes this game to me even worse. Now, I get it. Your players are cramping up. People are falling. I get all that. I get all that. For me, at the end of the day, your team that was a bad game plan. That was a bad game plan. It really was. Eric Phoenix didn't do no better, right? Eric Phoenix didn't help you out in no shape or form or fashion. But that was a bad game plan. I'm going to just say that. All right? Now, moving on. Listen, man. Hey, cheaters! Cheaters are going to tell you that they cheated. Listen, cheaters are going to tell you they cheated. They going to tell you they cheated. You got to believe them when they tell you. They telling you they cheated. They rubbing it in your face, telling you they cheated. It's crazy out here. cheaters gonna cheat, and they gonna tell you they cheated. That's all I'm saying. He ain't the only one that posted this. Javancy posted this shit too. Cheaters. Bama's cheating. Cheaters gonna cheat. Cheaters gonna cheat. 0988 coming to you.
Yo, Scotty.
What's up? What's your name? Where you call from?
Yeah, Mr. 32K, man. You know, I roll with the MEAC all day.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a question for you. I know you say you about to move on to other things. But one question in regards to the MEAC side. You know, I don't really talk about the other side. Do you still think that in these next couple of seasons that the Carolinas, both North and South, are going to continue to control the, run the MEAC as far as this is concerned, or you think it's going to start moving up north like Norfolk or Morgan? What do you see happening in the next couple of years?
Listen, I think the MEAC championship goes to the Carolinas for a good little bit. Now, if it goes to Norfolk, that changes the whole landscape. But yeah, the MEAC championship is going to go to the Carolinas. I don't know what Howard's. I don't know how Howard's going to bounce back. The quarterback situation has been a problem for Howard for a good little minute, and they need to get that fixed. Now, what I've heard is Delaware State's trying to bring back Rod Milstead. I don't think that's a bad hire. He had him real solid, right? But yeah, it's South Carolina and North Carolina until it ain't. You know what I'm saying? That just is what it is. But I think. Yeah, that's what I feel.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, again, shout outs to everything that you've done and, with this whole football thing with the SWAC and everything. But did these fools really say they had to play for it?
That's what he said. I'm telling you, cheaters gonna listen, man. Let me tell y'all, man. Cheaters gonna cheat, bro. I can't explain it enough to y'all. Cheaters gonna cheat. And they gonna tell you that they was cheating in your face. They gonna tell you they was cheating in your face. They gonna brag and tell you they were cheating in your face. And nobody gonna say nothing.
Like, why would you even say that after all the stuff that they just, with the, never
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Cheaters gonna cheat. Point blank, period.
That's true. I'm out, man. Take care.
All right, bro. Appreciate the call. Cheaters gonna cheat, man. Cheaters gonna cheat. That's what they gonna do. Cheaters gonna cheat. Book coming to you.
That's good. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, check it out. Don't nobody care about no cheating. Don't nobody care about none of that other shit that y'all talking. 12-2 with a conference championship, the Celebration Bowl championship, is still 12-2 with a Celebration Bowl championship. 14 other teams had a chance to do something about it, and only 2 got away with it.
Hey, listen. No lie. Hold on. Listen. My call line crashed. My call line crashed. No bullshit. No lies. My call line crashed. Perfect timing.
Niggas acting bad, but somebody gotta do it.
Hey, listen. I swear. I'm gonna tell you. Listen. I swear to God. Listen. You know what? So y'all know I ain't lying. I'm gonna show you the window. Just so you know, I'm gonna show you my entire screen. Just so you know I ain't lying. It says, what'd that say? Session was terminated unexpectedly. Just so y'all know I ain't lying. It said your session was terminated unexpectedly. Why you on my show, bro? Why you on my show? Why is he on my show? Why is he on my show? Why is he on my show? This is my show. Why are you on my show? You know what I'm saying? Unexpectedly. That's what so, hey, listen. What's up, Rock?
Oh, man, I just thought I'd give you hopefully my sound is not that bad. I'm on my iPad out here smoking the stick, man. I'm smoking this one for Dion, baby. I'm smoking this one for Dion. He didn't, us Prime fans didn't get a chance to smoke one back in the day. But so we smoking one today, man. We're gonna celebrate.
It's still Prime's team.
I'll let you fight that battle, Scotty. I'm not gonna fight that battle.
It's still Prime's team. A lot of them players was recruited by Prime. I'm just saying.
This is the thing that got me, and I don't want to go into the prime thing because I know they can get kind of contentious or whatever. But what I will say is, I think Prime woke up a sleeping giant because what Jackson has over there is something truly special. You know, when you talk about the fans, the coaching staff led by T.C. Taylor, and all those players, Scotty, would you agree, or maybe it was just my eyes?
Just your eyes.
Did the Jackson State players look different? I didn't see.
Just your eyes.
I didn't see a Fortillion on the other side. I didn't see a Jonas Fortillion player on the other side.
Just your eyes.
I didn't see a Herb Mulligan on the other side.
Just your eyes.
I didn't see a True Thompson and Jeremiah on the other side.
Just your eyes.
I didn't see a Webb on the other side. I just didn't see that. And I certainly didn't see a Daniels on the other side. I just didn't. I mean, South Carolina had what I thought to be a good team, and they did a great job against North Carolina Central. But against Jackson State, they looked a bit overmatched, in my opinion.
Okay.
So you saying they weren't overmatched, they were just outcoached, is what you're saying?
I'm trying to replay the game in my head. I think one team had the better game plan. And one team said, we're going to do what we do. And if you stop it, we lose. And if you don't, we win. Very simple. And I think it was just PotHole State paper cutting them to death. It was literally PotHole State paper cutting them to death. Like literally just paper cut. And after a while, listen, it's not the first one, right? It's anybody who's had a paper cut, and most of us have. It's not when it first happens. It's when the air hit it. It's when it sits and lingers, and you're like, it just bothers you. It's just like, dang it, man, this thing is really aggravating, right? That's what PotHole State's offense was today. It was just aggravating. It was just like 2 yards, 3 yards, 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards.
And to me, what looked different in this game, I'll tell you this. You alluded to it during the show. The difference between this game and the first half against Southern for Jacoby and Morgan, he was able to convert those third downs against South Carolina State, and he wasn't able to convert them in the first half against
that third and 15,
Southern.
That 3rd and 15 has to be the most egregious defense I've ever seen in my life, because they went to the one receiver side. There was a swing route. I don't give a damn if you get the swing route. That's the whole point. Take the swing route. The fact that guy was even trying to close in on the swing route is like, for what? They got to get 15. If you catch it if you catch it on the line of scrimmage or above the line of scrimmage, and I let you get 14 more yards, that's on me. That's on me. But you 3rd and 15, like I just can't get over that. Like I really can't get over that. And again, 3rd and 4, slant. 3rd and 7, hitch. Like again, South. If I nickel and dime, because that's really all they did was nickel and dime them to death. They had one big play to slant and go. Everything else was a nickel and dime situation.
Well, Scotty, do you think they were hyper sensitive of getting beat over the top? Is why they were, because there's no reason to give
Jacoby and Morgan. No, like you shouldn't have been worried for Jacoby and Morgan to beat you over the top. And I said it. I said if Jacoby and Morgan walks to the middle of the field and beats you, you shake his hand and say, great game. And that's what he did. In 4 throws, he changed the game. 4. I think he probably completed, 10 passes maybe?
No, I think it was 14 for 21. But again, it's the passes he completed on third down, Scotty, that kept drives at that first drive. And then one of the plays that I thought was kind of weird that they got is that it was, I want to say, second and maybe 16, second and 17. And you end up getting the guy for about 22 yards on a route that they didn't even cover. Everybody bailed.
Oh, you talking about the leak out by Isaiah?
Yeah. I'm like, to me, that was a point where I thought they could get back in the game because if they made that stop and they looked like they just hand delivered that first down to him, man. Now let me ask you this here, Scotty, because this is 15 for 21. I'm sorry. Thank you, D-Lo. Here's the deal. Why when you're playing a defense that's getting to you with the blitz and stuff like that, normally offenses use the running backs and the tight ends to kind of relieve that blitz pressure, right? They use that. Why do you think they didn't involve those guys in the game to kind of relieve the pressure? Because one thing about it, those throws to the running back, those throws to the tight end are generally easy throws. And since my man was having a little trouble, throwing
just get him comfortable in the game.
Yeah.
It's a bad game plan. Listen, PotHole State is what they are. They're a high pressure team, and I keep saying, like I said it all year, their D line did not scare me. It didn't. Like, don't get me wrong, True and Jeremiah are tough to move, absolutely.
Yeah.
But they're not great pass rushers, so I wasn't worried about them. I wasn't worried about Josh Nobles getting around this O-line and all that type of stuff. I really wasn't worried about that. It's the blitzing. The blitzing it goes back to that Deion. Is it the first? It goes back to that Deion.
That was the first year, I think.
Nah, the second year was no. The second year was worse because the first year was James Houston. The first year was
okay. Yeah,
the first year was all James Houston. They blitzed, but James Houston was a man amongst boys. The second year is where they did a lot of A-gap, double A-gap. I mean, Aubrey Miller would literally line up over top of the That's what they did, right? So literally, all Quinn did was take that and kind of move it to the edges. Like he started blitzing a lot from the edges. He'll blitz in the middle or something. But when you had 3 weeks, 3 weeks to scheme something for a high pressure team, and I didn't see a lot of the stuff. Again, with a high pressure team, double moves, pump and goes, all those things, because you want to jump, you want to attack, right? It's and I called the offensive coordinator that I knew, and he said, Scotty, I'll tell you it was a bad game plan just because there was no trick plays. He said you had 3. He said, let's go back to Willie Simmons. He said Willie Simmons was one of the best play callers of all time. He said you saw how much he left out on the field in the championship game. He put everything out in the field. He said the fact that South Carolina State didn't do nothing trickery, no unbalanced formations, nothing you haven't seen before, right? Because even Southern did it, the 2x2. You ain't never seen that from Southern. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, since they didn't do anything you hadn't seen before, he was like, that's just a bad game plan.
So let me ask you this. You bring up the 2x2. Since Jackson State has such a problem with the 2x2, I would have brought it back just to see what and they fixed the problem.
Hey man, listen, but that's what you're supposed to do. Like, if you're going into a game against PotHole State, I go back and look at the Alabama State film. I go back and look at the Southern film. I go pick and choose some of these games that I'm like, hey, I'll go back and watch the FAMU film, like, just to see, okay, how did they get this? What was this? How was this? What was this? How was this? Right? And listen, I would say this. I don't think TC called a hell of a game. I think TC did not shoot himself in the foot. He didn't because what
he protected Jacobian.
He protected Jacobian. What he did, he didn't call a hell of a game. He just said, you know what? I'm not going to put my quarterback in situations that's going to hurt us, right? So I don't think that's calling a hell of a game. That's just knowing your limitations. And listen, we're going to live and die with the guy.
And the one shot he took in the first half Jacoby threw interception.
That's Jacoby.
He took a chance on that play. I want to say maybe 2nd and 10, 1st and 10. He tried to get something unforeseen, and Jacoby threw a lollipop right to the guy.
Right,
you know what I mean? Go ahead. Here's the deal. I'll say this, man. I like what TC did, of course, because I always thought, not that Jacoby needed protecting. I thought their formula for winning didn't change from their first game that they played. I thought their formula was their formula, and that's how they were going to win games. And to me, in this game, TC leaned into that formula more so than any other game in the season. He leaned into that formula.
And I think that's great. I think that's great because the reason, and I like the game plan by TC because it's like this. That momentum's a bitch. Like momentum, if I give you a free, like I can't give you freebies. I can't do that, right? In a big game like this, it's like, okay, it's like this in boxing. To beat a champ, you gotta what? Beat the champ, right? I'm not gonna let you beat, I'm not gonna beat myself. That's literally what TC Taylor said. I'm not gonna beat myself. You're gonna have to prove to me that Eric Phoenix is the offensive player of the year. You have to prove to me that Chennis Berry can call a really good game. You have to prove to me that you can score consistently. You can score them 35 points per game. You have to show me. And that's literally what he did, and they couldn't show him.
And I'll say this, and this may have handicapped Chennis Berry. And let me say this, Scotty, because I see this happen to coaches all the time with quarterbacks like Eric Phoenix. When you got a guy that's dynamic like Eric Phoenix, sometimes in your play sheet, it looks like anything you call is gonna work because Eric Phoenix makes it right. Not that it was against the right coverage, not that he made the right adjustment was made, but he's able to scramble, run around, and make the play work. I think sometimes those dynamic quarterbacks, sometimes you get in situations where they need some help from their coach. And because they bail their coach out so much,
I can't bail you out. I can't bail you out.
So from a scheme standpoint, I didn't see anything where they tried to help Phoenix out.
I'll tell you the two biggest things that bothered me. One, they did not try to force feed Caden High in some way, form, or fashion, right? Like,
did they screen it all? I didn't see any screens.
Oh, not for him, none. Like, and the thing is this, right? Again, I love the pre-snap stuff that they do, right? The fake snap, right? But in that process, if you, I'm going to say this again. If you play offense, mesh does not work against zone. Don't run that shit. And to me, to see that they did not move with you, lets you know it's zone. So I can't run mesh. I just can't. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And the way they were playing it is, I think the linebacker was in sort of like a robber / spy or whatever. So it really hurts because usually when you run mesh, you try to run it to open the middle up for the tight end to fill in. You know, like once you run this way. Oh, I got the tight end right in the middle. So anyway, but that's neither. My two biggest issues was they didn't force the ball to Caden High, and a great receiver like him, you got to get him involved in the game early to kind of get the feel of the game, like to feel like, oh, I'm a part of this, right? And then the second thing is they took one shot the whole game. Think about it. No. I'm talking about until it got out of hand, until the game got out of hand, they took one shot. That was the fade ball. You saw a play where they did a wheel route and Caden High was sitting wide open on the sideline for like a 30-yard catch. No, that's my issue. Is like you never took your shot, you never took your chances, you never pressed and pushed the ball over their head. And then when you started getting Eric Phoenix going, it was just a little bit too late. Just a little bit too late.
Well, like I say, man, I just think Eric Phoenix has been a dynamic player the whole season. Just like against UNC, I keep referencing that North Carolina Central game because that's the one game I watched Phoenix from start to finish. And in that game, he was He was tough in the first half for sure. And it wasn't because of any schemes or anything like that. He was just being a dynamic player. And it looked like Jackson State had schemed a plan where everybody was hyper focused on his scrambling ability, right? Because they all seemed like they had eyes on him. And he didn't look like he was sure about what he was saying. I'm not.
You talking about Eric?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When he went drop back to pass, he looked very indecisive to me, right? And then on that one play, he dropped back, and it didn't look like he was sure where to go with the ball until he scrambled around a little bit and found somebody. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Jackson did anything special to confuse him but one thing I will say, that robber or that spy sometimes can make it look like a tricky coverage when it's really just man under with a spy or zone with a spy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And listen, like you got to process it at a high level. Like you really got to process it at a high level. And I'm gonna keep saying this: Jacoby and Morgan doesn't do that very well. But I don't need to when you make it easy for me to read it. Like if it's one read, if it's buying time, or like I like blitzing on third and longs. I don't believe in sitting back on third and longs. That's just never been my philosophy. Like, to me, if I give you too much time, somebody's going to come open. That's just my whole philosophy. If I speed you up, that means that ball's got to come out faster, right? That's just me. That's just always been my philosophy. So, but at the end, I'll say this: what is so frustrating about like the stuff that South Carolina State that got them here, they didn't do in this game. They didn't run not one RPO.
I said they weren't running the quarterback. I said that.
No, but they use it to throw.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Oh, no. They rarely use the RPO to keep to run with Eric. Now, if it's nothing there, they'll run. But they use, they'll let that DN come, RPO the linebacker, and boom. Like, but they didn't, I'm just like, you had 3 weeks to prepare. 3 weeks to prepare, and what you put this out on tape. And I'm gonna be on and Rocky, stay with me here. Just bear with me. No other team had gone through the injuries that South Carolina State went through on the MEAC side. They all had the same rest. NCCU had the same rest. Buddy Pugh team had the same rest. Nobody was dropping like that with them. So again, I gotta ask the question: what were you doing for 3 weeks? You gotta call Buddy Pugh up or Trey Oliver, especially Buddy Pugh, and say, "Hey, buddy, how did you keep these guys game ready?" Because they didn't have these type of injuries when Buddy Pugh and Trey Oliver went, and they were playing against better teams.
Look at this here, Scotty. This is one thing I did say. This is when I was watching the game. And you call it hindsight or whatever. Jacoby Morgan looked like he played the game last week when he was out there throwing those hitches and all that kind of stuff. He looked like he had played the game last week. And to Jacoby Morgan's credit, he looked focused and he looked like he knew what he was doing, especially in the short passing game. On third down. Eric Phoenix, I go back to him again. Maybe his wheels were a little bad because he had the high ankle sprain. But my biggest issue was when he dropped back to pass and he had guys open.
He didn't throw it.
Or he didn't throw a good pass.
That's facts. It was in the dirt. It was behind. It was
Because a couple of times, I think 1 or 2 times, they misread, the quarterback and the receiver misread the routes. You know what I mean? Like one, I want to say the guy with the hyphenated name, he ran an in route and Phoenix threw an out.
Number six.
Yeah. He threw it out. But a few times, I know a couple times, he was behind on Caden High. You know what I mean? One time when they really needed it too.
He was high on
yeah.
They really
needed it.
It was tough. You know what's even tough, man? I was ready. I was ready. I had my confetti blaster and everything. I was ready to celebrate. Chin is buried in that horrible ass game plan, and he gonna come into I don't know what the press game conference. I ain't seen it. I don't know what it looked like. He probably was something like, they didn't think we was gonna be here, but I'm proud of these guys. I'm proud of these guys right here. They gave it all they got for 60 minutes. And that's what I asked for them to do. You know what I'm saying? This is part of a learning lesson.
So let me ask you this here, Scotty. I've watched personally 4 Celebration Bowls. And in each one of those games, you could say the better coach won.
Ooh. I'll give you that. I will give you that. I will 100% give you that.
So, and what I mean by that is, of course, Buddy Pugh is Buddy Pugh. Trey Oliver, at the time when he was in, he was clearly, you could consider him the best coach in HBCU football.
I'll give you that.
Willie Simmons,
hands down.
If not the best coach in HBCU football, certainly right there behind Trey Oliver, right? And now T.C. Taylor and Chennis Berry, which I'm going to say this. You can say what you want to, but it's a 1-year division head coach against a 2-year division head coach. And I know all that experience you guys talk about and all this kind of stuff, but you can't make up the difference. You can't say that 18 years of coaching at South Carolina by Buddy Q doesn't matter in that type of game. You can't say the 6 years that Trey Oliver had been in NC State didn't make a difference. And then, of course, Willie had been at FAMU about 5 or 6 years, right?
Yeah.
Now, T.C. Taylor.
Hold on, real quick. Sean, I don't know who said this, but I listen, I think the quarterback is better. Eric Phoenix is better than the guy that won the Celebration Bowl. He is. That ain't no discussion. But everybody else, no. Now, this D-line is pretty good, though. I ain't gonna lie. The D-line is pretty solid. But the DBs and the safety, they not the same.
No. South Carolina's defense that year with Buddy Pugh
in 21
was for real.
That was legit. They were
for real.
They were legit.
Their problem was Corey. What's his name? Corey Field. That was their problem.
Yeah,
Corey Field, and they had a good enough defense that they realized they didn't need to do nothing else but pass it to Shaq, and that solved all their problems because Shador wasn't going to be able to put up very many points against that defense. Period. Point blank. But no, man, I just think this is we look at it as a player matchup. We look at it as Eric Phoenix versus Jacobian. We look at D-lines, whatever. Maybe this game is really a coaching matchup. Now, I don't know about prior to Deion coming into the space, and you guys can talk about that. But that's what, to me, what it's shaping up to the 4 years I've been watching it. It's really more of a coaching matchup. Because guess what? Larry, what's his name? Larry Scott had Willie almost pinned to the mat. Willie was pinned to the mat. Willie dug himself out and then pinned himself again.
Oh, man, you know how they be in wrestling when they be like, they got their hand on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's real. That's facts.
And so what I'm saying is, and I honestly believe in this situation, as much of a motivator Chennis Berry is, as much as energy as he has, from a schematic standpoint, I didn't see any adjustments to what Jackson State was doing.
Listen, I can't disagree with you. Listen, right? I'll be quick to, no, but no, I can't. Listen, that was a whole bar. What you said about it being a coaching matchup, like it's really a game of a coaching matchup, not really a player matchup. It's a bar, and TC had the better game plan. TC's team executed better.
And give the playbook guy his credit, because he put together a defensive game plan, whether he had the playbook or not, I don't know.
Cheater.
But Quinn put up again. The defense, that offense scored 69 points this year against another Division I school.
Mm-hmm.
Like this team put up 54 points against what we always say is a defensive head coach, which is Damian Wilson. Like he put up 54 points with a backup quarterback. So it hadn't been an issue with them moving the ball or scoring points. And for some reason today, and I give the defense coordinator for Jackson State credit because I didn't see anything special he was doing defensively, but they were having a hard time moving the football consistently against Jackson State, man. A real hard time.
I think for me, and what comes down to me is, I think if I it makes me have to reevaluate the schedules, right? Because it's like, because when you see, I listen. Do I believe that South Carolina State probably could have ran the tables in the SWAC? I do believe that. I mean, they lost to FAMU, but I mean, I think they could have ran the table or got somebody else or whatever. But the thing that I'm having an issue with is in the SWAC, you see more styles, right? Like you kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see a lot of different styles, right? In the MEAC, it's very MEAC-ish. It's a great running game, decent quarterback, right? But in the SWAC, you see a lot of different styles, and maybe that prepared Quinn, because I mean, he would say, "Damn, I seen FAMU. Y'all lost to them. We seen them. They got better tight ends than you."
So I would even say something very controversial here. Daniel Richardson is better than Phoenix.
I would agree.
Like, you can say what you want to. At playing quarterback,
yeah, Daniel
Richardson is better than Phoenix.
I can't take a season away from what Eric Phoenix has accomplished. I can't do that. But what I was saying, in this game, in this moment, Daniel Richardson would have been a better fit for the team in this game. Eric Phoenix has done great work for the season. I cannot take his accomplishments away, being the HBCU Player of the Year, being the MEAC Offensive Player of the Year. I can't take anything away from that. And I won't judge his whole season by one game. I won't.
But this is, let me put this in the proper context. I think in this game, let's just put it in this game. You needed a chess player in this game. You didn't need someone who was good at checkers. In this game, you needed a chess player. And what I mean by that, you may have needed a guy who can identify defense, check to the open guy, get your offense into something. And Eric Phoenix, for all the dynamics he is as a player, he's a drop back and get busy guy. He's not a drop back. He's not an operator. That's not what I saw. Yeah. He's not an operator. Even against NCCU, he wasn't an operator. He was a make you miss guy and go and make a play guy. And again, Daniel Richardson, in my opinion, posed way bigger problems to Jackson State defense than Eric Phoenix did.
All right, I'm gonna try to open these call lines back up and see if they work.
You are the only participant in the conference. All participants are muted.
My water's getting low. You got me into my water bottle empty. I'm just telling y'all members that right now. Hey, D-Lo, call lines are open. Anybody want to call in? You guys can call ahead and call in. I already know if you ain't been watching the show, you don't know to call in. That's your problem. Let me go. Here you go, Diallo. D, coming to you. What's up, D?
Scotty, Rocky, what's going on, family? How y'all feeling?
What's up?
What's good, my brother?
Listen, man, you hit my first 2 points, Scotty, and that's why I like people watch the game, but people don't watch certain things that can potentially decide the outcome of the game. And my first 2 points, I'm sitting there watching the game, and I know you know, but a lot of people, I don't know if they know who Kent Schofield is. Schofield is, he's a FAMU alum. He's in the Hall of Fame for track and football. He got drafted by the Patriots back in the 70s, coached for years. And me and him are sitting there watching the game. When I took notes on the game, I said that 4th and 1, when Jackson State didn't convert, and then Kingsbury and South Carolina State gets nothing out of that.
Nothing.
They got the ball basically on their side of the 40-yard. They got nothing out of that. I said, that's going to come back to bite them. And then the first possession of the second half, Jackson State has the momentum, 14-0 with a chance to go up 21-0 or 17-0 with a field goal. Morgan throws that pick. They have the ball again on the other side of the 50-yard line and get nothing from it. They don't even get close enough to get a field goal attempt. They ended up getting a penalty, and then they ended up having to punt the ball back to Jackson State. So those two things really crushed any chance of momentum that they could have had to win this game. And again, I'm gonna go back to what I said Monday with you and Perry, Scotty. The time frame, man, and I see Josh talked about this on Twitter on HBCU live on Twitter. When I kept saying they hadn't played in 3 weeks, really, Eric Phoenix hadn't played in 5 to 6 weeks because he got hurt in the first quarter of that Howard game. But then if you really want to be honest, like I just told Josh, they really haven't had a competitive game in 6 weeks since they played North Carolina Central on Halloween. So they haven't played a meaningful game where they have been challenged. Jackson State's schedule lined up perfect for them. That battle they had against Alabama State, the rivalry game against Alcorn, even though it was a blowout, they still had to get up and not take them lightly. And then to go right into the SWAC championship, struggle in that first half, and now they're in the Celebration Bowl. I just feel like they were a well-oiled machine, and you've seen the rust on South Carolina State. Guys cramping up. Like, how are you cramping up? A game of this magnitude, you can't say the weather because you're in the dome. You need to be drinking coconut water, pickle juice, water. Like, you need to be doing things to hydrate yourself to be ready. And I give South Carolina State defense credit. They played as good as they could play. They kept their team in the game. You know what I'm saying? Eric Phoenix in the office didn't show up to help them out.
Yeah, you're right. That defense was amazing.
And again, Rocky dropped the bar. He said the best coach in this game has continuously won, and that's exactly what happened today. TC was a much better coach than Kingsbury and his staff.
Go ahead, Rock.
No, I was just gonna say I know we're gonna make a lot of the fitness or whatever of the South Carolina State team, but I'm gonna say this defensively. I've never played 19 straight plays. But to play 19 straight plays on defense, I don't know how you recover from that as a defense. And your offense isn't moving the football.
But that was only 7-0.
No. I'm just talking about from a fatigue and fitness standpoint.
I can't give it to you because they stopped them on fourth and 1 in the midfield. Like, I can't. The defense made all the stops necessary to be in the game.
No. I'm not saying. What I'm saying is the offense didn't even give them a lot of time to rest. They played the night.
But I can't. Yeah. I can't lean to your point because South Carolina State's defense kept stepping up and the offense kept shutting down. It just could not get going. And then
go ahead. I hadn't looked at the time of possession or the number of plays these teams had.
Crazy. Oh, it's probably crazy.
But I'm just saying those 19 plays, and when they scored a touchdown on those 19 plays, in my mind, I'm like, South Carolina needs to either answer or have a long drive, and they did neither.
But that's fine. That's cool. It wasn't once they stopped them, cool. But I agree with D-Lo. That 4th and 1 stop would have been a big momentum shift if you put points on the board. Even if it's a field goal or a touchdown, you're good. But what made it even worse is you don't even punt the ball. You do a weird punt situation.
Oh yeah, now they worked on that play, Scotty.
I just looked it up. 36 minutes to 23 minutes. It was ridiculous.
36 minutes to 23 minutes. That's crazy.
I don't even know what that play was supposed to do. Was it a run or a pass or
listen?
What was it?
Once Jackson shift out of it, you got to call timeout. Listen, if you're gonna go for it, just go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep your team on the field, keep Eric on the field. That was horrible.
I saw a lot of defensive players. I wasn't able to roll it back to see if Jackson ran safe punt with their defense on the field. But I saw a lot of defensive players. I saw number 7, a few of their defensive players on the field during during that play.
Yeah, I mean, they probably played a punt team. You know what I'm saying? They probably on the punt team.
But once they're in safe, you got to check out of it. I'm with you.
You got to check out of it. And to me, listen,
Right.
the way your defense was playing, to me, didn't require you going for it at that time of the game. It didn't require, and that ain't no hindsight. I don't give a damn what you're talking about. It was no hindsight because they literally nickeled and dimed you for 19 plays. I'm cool with that. It's okay. They got us. They got us on that. That's all right.
Now, Scotty, I agree with you on this, and this is what I agree with you on. If Jacoby Morgan throws for 350 and we lose, you shake his hand.
Shake his hand.
But in this game, what was quite interesting in this game is it don't seem like they ever were in a position to put pressure on Jacoby. Like they never.
What? They had pressure on him all night.
No. The game pressure. Pressure.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Game pressure is what I'm talking about.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm saying like pinning him deep inside the 10 would have been a way to put pressure on Jacoby in that situation. Rather than going for it, try to pin him inside the 5 like they did once. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, kind of game pressure. It looked like to me that Jacoby didn't have much game pressure on him. They were playing on their terms the whole game.
It was Shedeur freshman year. It was Shedeur freshman year.
Yes, it was. That's exactly. It was a microcosm of that game. And let me just jump back in here and say this, fellas. I think it was Scotty that said this, or it might have been you, Rocky. Kenneth Berry didn't do anything to uplift his team. When we seen Jackson State with like 5 minutes left to go, you know what I'm saying? In that FAMU game, like plays was being made to uplift and pull each other up. I didn't feel like anybody from the top, like number 11 Smith was having the best game defensively out of everybody on both teams. I felt like he played a great game. But when you look at these games where they shut teams out in the second half, Quinn would do things to give the defense or offense a different look and give the team juice. I just feel like Berry and his young offensive coordinator at no point in this game did anything to give their team a joke. Like you said, run a trick play. Hell, TC ran a trick play. When he brought in Zy McDonald, Coach Scoofer said, oh, yeah, he's going to do a running back pass because number 3 is in the game. And they even ran a trick play. They really only got like 3 or 4 yards out of it, but he showed you a wrinkle. Like you said, they didn't even do that. So I just felt like Berry and his staff did a piss-poor job of putting their team in position. And his team has been coming through for him all season long, and they didn't come through for them tonight in the biggest game of their season.
So let me ask you this here. Let me ask you this here, bro. Could it be that at the end of the day, Kenneth Berry was so ecstatic just by being here, he didn't feel any pressure to win?
Absolutely. Because my father called me. He said, "Man, I'm telling you, this is when we were watching the media stuff leading up to today. He's like, this is looking a lot like Prime, you know." And that's who Kenneth Berry is. Not to say he's trying to be like Prime. You know, the guy that brought him into coaching, I watched the game with him today. He said he's always been like that. A lot of those mantras he got from Mr. Schoolfield at FAMU. So that's who he is. But a lot of the bravado and a lot of the we are who we are, that stuff is fine and dandy until you get between those white lines. And it sounded good. It just didn't look good on what we saw today on film. So, and again, like I said in the chat earlier, Eric Phoenix looked timid when he was trying to trash talk with Irv Mulligan during the press conference. It's like he didn't look confident in what he was saying, and he just looked like a totally different player. But you have to put a lot of that on these coaches, man, because these kids are going to be kids. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to make wrong reads. But as a coach, you got to put your players in the best possible position to be successful. And Kenneth Berry and his coaching staff did not do that.
Let me ask you, D, before I let you go. You're Kenneth Berry. Do you pull Eric Phoenix out the game?
Hell no.
He did.
No, I'm asking. I'm asking. Do you though? Like, if you're the coach, would you have made that move?
No, I wouldn't have made that move. You want to know why I wouldn't have made that move? Because when you don't have the success that you could potentially have, now you go back to him, and now his confidence is now completely shot because my coach don't believe in me. Stubblefield didn't give us nothing. Now you want me to go back when you took me out? I would have just rolled with who got me there, which is why I give I'm glad you asked me this question, which is why I give TC credit for starting Jacoby, even though people were saying start McDonald. You got to go with who got you there, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to go with who got you there.
I'll say this. I would have sat Eric for a drive. I would have. And because I would have just talked to him. I would have been like, hey, listen, I'm going back to you, but I need you to settle in. I need you to know that you're my guy, but I need you to see the game. I need you to focus. I need you to understand. Like you got to have that conversation with your quarterback, because if this the guy you rolling with, hey, listen, I'm going to let Stubblefield get in here, sit down, look at the tablet, see what you're going through, settle in, and, hey, once you're back in this game, it's you. Hey, it's got to be all you. That's probably as far as I would have taken it, but I would have set him out for a drive because he just wasn't seeing the field very well. He really wasn't.
But he did sit him out. Scotty Stubblefield was the one that threw the pick.
Yeah, I know. No, I know. I'm telling you my thing. Yeah, I'm just telling you what I would have done. That was a horrible Hail Mary, by the way.
You agree with that decision, basically?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with sitting him for a drive, and then I wouldn't have played Stubblefield for the whole third quarter. I wouldn't have done that, but I would have played Stubblefield for a drive, and then I would have brought like, so after half. Now I'll be this. Let me say this. After halftime, if we would have got the pick, I would have put Phoenix in. I wouldn't even play it around with it. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I would have put Phoenix in and said, hey, listen.
Because you had short field at
you
that
had
time.
short field.
That's 35, 40 yards.
There you go. Right. So I would have played, but if ball would have went over my head and on my side of the field, I would have rolled with Stubblefield. All right, D man, appreciate the call.
Hey, appreciate y'all, man. Congrats to JSU and all my family in Mississippi, man. They've been waiting on this day.
The conference has been locked.
Boo. All right, let me take another caller. Book. Yeah, you was on the call. What's up, Book? Coming back to you.
Yeah, is your system straight, man? You ain't gonna go out no more.
Listen, I don't know what my system is. It's a system. It's a computer. What computers do what computers do. What you want me to do?
It'll work till it don't.
All right. Boy, you something else.
I showed the screenshot, so I wasn't. I said unexpectedly. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I just gonna get my shots in early. Number one, the Tigers got a celebration bowl for the Cowboys got Super Bowl, right? We did that. And then man, like back to it. So no. At the end of the day,
are you comparing 12 teams to 32 teams? Is that what we're doing? Are we comparing 12 teams to 32 teams? And you're kissing your cousin at the championship? Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're talking about right now? I just want to be very clear.
Hey man, hey, check it out. If Swamp Spink give me a ring, it is what it is.
Okay,
I got the ring.
All right.
Check it out. But look, long story short, people can say whatever they want to about Chase Bear not having his team ready to go. I will say this: there were a couple of times when he hit his receivers in the hands.
Facts.
Not when they had to make some acrobatic, they didn't have to make no acrobatic catch or whatever. There were some plays there, and they just didn't make them. And so it wasn't all on Phoenix, right? But he was never able to get comfortable. What I will say is this: when it mattered, Jackson State was the more intense team, they were the more focused team, and they were the more physical team, right? Opportunities were there for both teams in the game, only one capitalized on. Right, so, only one capitalized on.
Go ahead, Rock.
People talking about.
So let's not change the narrative, bro, because y'all were booty hole tight when boy intercepted that pass. Until they intercepted that last pass, y'all were tight, bro.
We looked like the whole time. Hold on. Who are y'all? I would never would have. We look like us. I watched sideline. I watched demeanor, right? Like when we had.
It was never an effort issue in this game by either team, bro. Let's not. I don't think there was an effort advantage on either team.
Right. We look like us. When things didn't go according to plan, you saw the same coaches going.
Oh my God,
that's fair, but I don't like you're the more tougher team. I have to disagree. Like that doesn't make like.
I didn't say tougher. I said we were the most intense, and we were the most intense team when it mattered. We were the most intense team, right? We were the most physical team.
You were the most physical. That's tough. Is physical not tough?
Y'all ran 51 times for 154 yards, bro. They matched your physicality. Y'all ran 51 times for 154 yards.
Yeah.
That's not the most. That's not the most physical.
Which is why Jeremiah Williams started impacting the game when he did.
No. What game were you watching? No. That's not how the game went. What are you talking about?
That is what happened. For the whole game, people talking about, hey, we're not getting pressure. We're not getting pressure.
You only got
establishing the line of scrimmage.
Book, are you a Jackson State fan, Book? Book, are you a Jackson State fan?
You're a Jackson State graduate, so you know he drinking this Kool-Aid.
So hold up. Let me say this, Book. Just listen to me, Book. No. I want you to just listen to me. I just want you to.
Are you saying that in the mid third quarter on that Jeremiah Williams wasn't able to get in the backfield and be impactful?
It was not based off of it was all based off blitzing. That's how you guys generated most of your pressure. We're not watching the same game. It was anytime you rush 4, you never got there.
So let me say this, bro. I wanted Jackson State to win, Book. I want you to hear me, Book.
We rushed forward.
How did you move the line of scrimmage and they throw in the football? What are you talking about?
What you talking about? We did. You got to establish the line. You got to establish the pocket.
Bro, if linemen are catching you, listen, this is how I know you don't know what you're talking about. If linemen are pass blocking, they are naturally taking steps backwards, dummy. So you're not moving the line of scrimmage. They're accepting the pass rush.
I'm not saying they're not taking steps backwards, but there's still matchups established and he's still handling it.
So let me just say this, hey Book, let me just say this, man. I wanted Jackson State to win, and they won, and I'm happy they won, bro. But let's not turn this game, and now that Jackson State won, they the 85 Bears. Like they won the game because they won the game because South Carolina State's defense couldn't consistently move the ball. Matter of fact, I'll tell you this: if you tell me if 21 points, if you tell me all Jackson State scores is 21 points before this game is before the game started, I would bet that they lose the game. I would bet that they lose the game because I'm counting on South Carolina scoring 25 to 28 points.
But we didn't score 21, Rocky. We scored 28. We put 4 touchdowns.
Man, y'all got a trash touchdown, bro. The game was decided 21-0. That's what I'm saying. Y'all didn't even have to throw that last touchdown. Y'all just threw it because y'all could. What I'm saying is, let's not make Jackson State the boogeyman and they the big bad wolf. They won the game. They did a great job. It was a great game plan by TC Taylor. The kids played hard. Both teams played hard, and you won the game. Let's not get delusional and make them the 85 Bears. And they could, because what you're about to say is this team. So because what you're about to say is this team could have beat Deion's teams. That's what you're about to say.
Ain't nobody saying nothing like no, you don't know, man. You don't know that. You obviously haven't heard me talk long enough, or you would never thought I'd say no shit like that. What I'm talking about is this: the team is playing now, and the team that they played. We were more physical when it mattered. We were physical all game. You don't have to make 80 and 70-yard runs. We were able to run when we wanted to. We were able to run when we needed to, and it wasn't just Irv running, right?
Y'all averaged 3.3 yards a snap.
He didn't have to throw.
What are we like? Listen, man. Listen. God, listen. If oh my gosh. Whoo. Jesus Christ. There was one big play in the whole game. One. Everything else was a paper cut situation, and it was a perfect game management game. I'm not going to put my quarterback in anything long to where the team can tee off on him. I'm going to keep it short and manageable, and I'm going to ask him to throw hitches and slants. It's a great game plan. Let's not act like they were out here looking like the the 85 Jets or 80, whatever, Joe, whoever was
the greatest show on turf.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about, man? Like, girl, listen, again, I'm not taking nothing from PotHole. Nothing, right? They played their game and won their way. But to tell me they control the line of scrimmage is a lie. Because South Carolina State didn't run the ball to even show you that they could or could not move the line of scrimmage. They didn't do it enough. If let me say this, Rock. It's funny to me. If South Carolina State had the same stat line as PotHole State did with 3.3 yards, what would they say? They couldn't do nothing. We were stopping them all. Again, you're talking about a running back that averaged over 100 yards a game. 100 yards a game. Dude.
71 yards on 25 carries.
Again, great game plan by TC Taylor. Great game management by TC Taylor. And the defense made stops.
And I'm gonna say this. This was okay. Check this here out. I wanted Zah McDonald to start this game because I believe he provided the best offensive option for Jackson State. But in this game, with this game plan, it didn't matter who you played the quarterback.
Because they weren't going to let it get out of hand. They weren't going to let the game get out of hand. They just weren't. It was going to be, we're going to run to pass the ball. And when we pass the ball, we're not going to ask our quarterback. I mean, Rocky, for God fucking sakes. There was never a safety over top of Fortillion. It's an easy read. It's a catch and throw. Like, Fortillion made a hell of that second one. Oh my gosh. Listen, as a wide receiver, I'm like, do you know how hard that catch is? Like, to focus, squeeze, hit the ground, and keep control of the ball.
And that joker don't move. That ball don't move.
Didn't move. I mean, just stick him. The boy got strong head.
Hey, and I'm be willing to bet Fortillion is not wearing a Jackson State uniform next year.
If I'm being honest, I don't think he's I think he's G5. He's not Power 4. He's not Power 4.
Well, I'm just saying he's not. I've watched a lot of receivers, and he can play on whatever the next level is, whatever you want to say the next level is, and probably get some money.
That's fair. I mean, again, I don't think he has the big, like, he has the short, like.
He can do what Shepard. He can do what Shepard does for Colorado.
No, negative. No. Will Shepard's he's a streaker. No. He's more like a Mohamed Sanu. He's more like a Mohamed Sanu, right? Like 0 to 15, possession catcher, in the goal line. He's your guy. In anything 20 and in to the red zone, that's your guy. That's your guy, right? You gotta play.
So let me say this, Paris. You say, am I wrong that he won't be in a uniform, or am I wrong he's not good enough? What are you saying?
I think she's saying you're wrong. She don't want you to tell her that her players are leaving. So she's probably saying you're wrong that he's leaving, right? Let me go 91-97 coming to you.
Before I get to what I was going to say, Rocky, you're wrong because he's not good enough to play at the Power 4 G5 level. He's kind of a one-trick pony. Doesn't get a lot of separation in and out of his routes, and that's just is what it is on that.
Okay.
The thing today, the biggest thing we saw today was that South Carolina State went 2 of 13 on third down, 1 of 3 on fourth down.
Jesus Christ.
The talent difference in that game was astounding. And really the talent difference that Jackson State has had in their games really all year has been a huge talent gap, minus maybe FAMU. And you get that because the rest of these schools have not been recruiting at the same level
that those schools have been. The MEAC, I don't watch a lot of MEAC games, but that MEAC SWAC challenge game of Alabama State versus North Carolina Central, neither one of those teams had any real talent out there. They just plucking guys off of the side of the highway.
Listen. Listen.
So
let me say. I'm so sorry to cut you off. I really am. I have to disagree with you on the talent.
Yeah.
I have to disagree with you on the talent. Listen. Do I think there are spots that like Jackson is better? Yeah, I think there are spots that they're better, but like they got the better running back, right? But that trenches play was even. I don't care what nobody. That trenches play was flat out even. Outside of Jackson blitzing, there wasn't a lot of one-on-one battles being lost by. It was a lot of one-on-one battles being lost by Jackson, because that number 0 was killing that guard all day. So it was some holding calls that wasn't. But I think the linebacker play is a push. I don't even think Jackson State's DBs are that good, right? But I think they were better than South Carolina State's today. That was the talent difference.
And Scotty, this is what I'll say. Daniels is so much better than anybody that South Carolina State has. Like, that's what I'll say.
Who's Daniels?
Like McDaniels, I think number 3.
Number 3. Okay, got you.
Yeah. And so this was my point, Scotty. You took it and said I was saying that Jackson State was dominant. I'm saying at the very top, if you evaluate the very top players in each position, Jackson State has not clearly the better player, but just the better player. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
At those positions. At defensive line, I believe 4. No, this is what I'll say. You put those two guys together, True Thomas and Jeremiah Williams, those guys are better than the two guys that they have in South Carolina.
Hey, listen, that number 0 was the best.
I understand, but hey,
all game. I don't care. No, he had
the best matchup, Scotty. He had the best matchup. I'll say that.
But also on the outside, just think about those slants that were given up, the drag routes that were given up, the curl route on 3rd and 16 that was given up. Probably 3 times I saw it happen. And Jacoby and Morgan either lofted the ball out there or he short-armed it out there. And the receiver still had time to come back and get the ball.
Dog, you preaching.
That's a talent gap.
Well, let me say this. That's a function of.
Let him finish. Go ahead. I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead. Finish. No, you're good. Go ahead. Finish.
Jonas Portillo, he balled out today. He couldn't sniff the field back in them other Celebration Bowls. And so you got to look at. I don't want to say that Deion set JSU up for success, because a lot of people did leave as he exited. But what he did do was he made Jackson State a household brand, to where when they go into that high school or they go into that kid's living room, they know who the hell Jackson State is, as opposed to before he got there, they might not have. Now, we all watched these Sayers Guthrie beg for 6 months for Jackson State to recruit him.
Hey, so let me ask you a question. How much of the credit pie does Deion get for this championship?
15%, maybe.
Okay, that's not bad. I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that. That's not bad. I'll give you that.
Yeah. You got to give it up for TC for what he did. Like, again, when Deion left, all them kids that was in there where Jackson State had a clear talent advantage, they rolled out. You know, the ones that stayed were the ones that it just didn't make sense for them to leave. So you got to give TC a lot of credit for that. But what he did for TC was just make it easy to go into these schools and say, hey, come play for us. And they say, yeah, that sounds good. He re-energized that fan base, got the fan base, you know, now them kids are seeing the love that they getting for playing down there.
That's fair.
So I think with TC seeing that Deion was not scared to go after those high 3 stars, those types of kids, that's what you can give back to Deion. Everything after that, you know, that's all TC. But I also believe once Deion left, the rest of the SWAC stopped recruiting at that level. Because remember, when Deion was there, everybody was going out there trying to get 5 stars, 4 stars. As soon as he left, is right back to how it was before.
I wouldn't.
You know, you
I
look
wouldn't
at-
disagree. I wouldn't disagree with that one.
But let me just add this though, Scotty. A lot of kids who have to come down know who Jackson State is. So you may not get those 4-star and 5-star high school players, but there's a lot of 3-star and 4-star players that end up finding out that they're not good enough to play at the Power 5
Going down
and
to
the G5 level, and they come down. Because this is what I'll say. I'll say this. If Shedeur has these linemen that Jackson State has,
they win both.
Yeah.
They win both. They win both. They run the ball. They're able to run the ball.
I don't think so. I think a lot of the problems that Shedeur had at Jackson, he had the same problem at Colorado. He still has the same problems. I don't think necessarily.
Yeah, they can't run the ball. I mean, that's been their problem all day. But this ain't that team. You know what I'm saying? But are you committed? Are you committed to running the ball? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you you give Shedeur this game plan. He not Shedeur. Okay, let's be. He doesn't get the Shedeur moniker. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't benefit Shedeur to have a Irv Mulligan. You know what I'm saying? But I know people say, but Savion Wilkerson ran for a lot of yards. But it's the commitment to the run. That's the difference. It's the commitment to the run.
Because once they realize they can pass, you can give up the running game.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. We throwing 30 to 35 times. It's just it is what it is, right? So I agree with you. I think this O-line is way better than what Shedeur was with, but I don't think they're asking the O-line to do nearly as much of what they asked to do against Shedeur, which is pass block every other play. But go ahead. Last point before I let you go.
Okay. Well, two quick things.
Yeah, go ahead.
One on that Shedeur thing. I think that as this draft process comes, a lot of people are going to be surprised with what these analysts have to say once they really start to evaluate his play. So the last question I want to ask Rocky.
Who's play?
Shedeur's.
Okay, go ahead. But go ahead.
Rocky, do you think in about 30 minutes that Travis wins the Heisman?
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
Great for Jackson State history.
No doubt, man. Like I say, Travis is clearly the best, in my opinion, the best player in college football. But I'll say this, and I want y'all to realize this too. If he don't play for Prime, he don't win.
That's definitely the wrong button. But yeah, whatever button I got, that's absolutely correct. Because it's the hype. It's the hype around it. It's the, and I agree with it. And I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna move on. You put Ashton Gentry on Colorado, they beat Kansas. You take Travis and you put him on Boise State, they're not in the college football playoffs. I mean, it's just as simple as that, but that's neither here nor there. But Rocky, I 1000% agree with you, because one, he don't have the hype train, and two, no coach is going to allow him to play all that many snaps. No coach in America is going to allow him to play that many snaps.
Because you got to realize, because you play and this is what people got to realize, because you play Travis both ways, that means you have a good player you have sitting on the bench. You don't have a Travis, but you got a player that you told that you would look sitting in his living room and told his mama you gonna come take care of him, and you giving Travis that kid snaps.
I agree. I agree. If it was me, it's Ashton Gentry, but I know it's not going to be. Listen, I'm going to get to these 3 callers, and I'm going to open the call lines back up. I didn't want it to just be flooded with just crazy stuff. I'm going to go to this Mississippi number, 5193, then FAM UKJ, then 8572. Hey, caller, you live.
Hey, thank you for taking my call, Rocket. Scotty. Rocket, do you have some liquor preventers, liquor providers, 52, T52?
No, so if you didn't know, man, I sold a company to my niece. So my niece actually owns Slow Burn, but actually I got in my own collection. I don't have any 52s, but I do have legal provider now.
That's some generational wealth right there. I sold my business to my niece. That's some generational wealth right there. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Williams. I'm sorry.
Well, okay, I don't know where to begin.
I mean,
Just give me
I
a
could just
little
hang
time
up.
to
I mean, I
do
could
it.
just hang up. Okay. I mean, if you don't know where to begin, I can just hang up.
I'm gonna be nice.
Okay, I'll just
I'm
say.
gonna be nice.
I'm just saying.
Give it to him, Mr. Willie. Give it to him.
I'm gonna call you out on a couple things. First of all, I want to tell homeboy just got off the phone. Jackson State was known already.
Nope.
They're blue.
Nope. Next. Next.
Okay. How many players do we have in Hall of Fame?
Who cares? Them old ass players.
I know.
If I ask my homeboy right now, where Walter Payton played at, they gonna be like, I don't know.
Every time. Now Rocky was talking good. He was telling you good. But by you saying that Shannon Berry was out coached, you're trying to take credit from the best offense and defense in HBCU, probably in FCS. Yeah, I
definitely not in FCS.
This
Stop
team
it.
would beat Jackson State team that was in 2022. Yes, I would say that it's a better team. They didn't have nothing but a lot of skilled position players. Every time South Carolina ran the ball, they was in the backfield. What happened to your all-world quarterback? Your team is scoring 50-some points. If it wasn't for the referees, Jackson State would have put 50 on y'all ass, 50-0, and they put you in position to get those 7 points. Why you talking this shit?
But the referee, thank God, the referees were there.
So y'all decide to stop playing the SEC. I mean, playing this way. What you want to say, right? Because I want to break down all of your points.
No, but here's what I'm saying, Mr. Willie. First off, I want to congratulate you, Mr. Willie.
They was a lot faster. That's why they was catching cramps, because they couldn't catch them. Told y'all that shit yesterday. They were faster, they bigger, stronger, more physical. It wasn't nothing wrong with South Carolina. They did what they supposed to do. Swag finna fucking dominate. They didn't want to win those fucking games. They gonna dominate. If it wasn't for the referee, they would put 50 on y'all ass. Fuck out of here.
But Mr. Willie, let me ask you this here, because I want to talk. I want you to calm down. I want you to continue to drink your Hennessy or your Crown Royal or whatever you're doing. But this is what I want to ask you, Mr. Willie. When y'all wanted to fire T.C. Taylor earlier this year, right, over not playing Jacoby and Morgan, do y'all realize what Jacoby and Morgan is now?
Nigga, we knew who Jacoby Morgan was last year when he saved the fucking season when we finished 7-4. What the fuck you talking about?
He saved the season.
The man told you that he tried the other guy just to bring another dynamic. But when push came to third shove, who they bring in? Zach, because he got another year. Nigga, y'all don't know what's going on here.
What? He saved the season?
This ain't nothing.
That dude is the ultimate game. This dude
for Dion.
This dude is the most average. He is average with a capital A. He is average with a capital A.
If it was
he's average.
Why are we held y'all ass under 100-yard rushing and 100-yard pass?
No, I said your quarterback's average, sir. Your quarterback.
Why did he pass for over 250 yards?
Dog, what? You talking about the one big
you
play?
You had the best quarterback in the whole fucking MEAC.
You talking about one big play? You talking about one big play?
They putting pressure on his ass.
You talking about one big play?
Pressure on his ass.
Your quarterback's average.
Had 50 fucking tackles.
He didn't have no 50 tackles in the game.
Jeremiah Williams had 50 fucking tackles.
No, he didn't.
Hey, no, he didn't. I'll say this, Mr. Willie. Mr. Willie, let me say this.
No, he didn't.
Let me say this, Mr. Willie.
Listen, when Morgan threw the first interception, the first play, the ball was this line before his fucking knee hit the ground. The referees cheated for them motherfuckers. They were going.
Go ahead, Rock. I ain't got time for all that.
So, man, so I don't know what they have going on in Jackson, but somebody need to check their water or something. Cause man, these guys, they must be putting Hennessy in their water or something like that. I don't know. But here's my point.
Extra fluoride. Go ahead.
So my point is this: Zoe, a whole bunch of guys, in my opinion, had an inflated perception of what Jacoby and Morgan was as a player, right? And I thought in the SWAC championship, you were able to see what he really was in that moment. That he's a quarterback that needs a lot of help for him to function. and how the offense immediately was ignited when Zach McDonald winning the game. I'm talking about it wasn't even a pause. It was immediately ignited when Zach won the game. That's why I was hoping Zach would be able to play today. But to TC's credit, he put together a game plan that a lot of high school quarterbacks could have executed today. A lot of them. Where there was no high-risk passing. He didn't have to get in any risky situations. And Jacoby Morgan almost flawlessly executed it, other than the fact that he threw an interception, a lollipop to somebody. He did a great job. But Jacoby Morgan isn't the reason y'all won today. And it didn't matter if it was Zach McDonald or Jacoby Morgan or
the game plan was going to be the game plan.
Yeah, like it didn't matter. It didn't matter. So that's all I'm saying is that I've never seen what everybody else from Jackson State has seen in Jacoby Morgan.
Let me ask you this: Does this Jackson State team beat that South Carolina State team?
No. But for one reason. Can you imagine Jacoby being under the same pressure that Shedeur was under in that game?
No, it's not even close. It's not, like, you got to understand. And you had one NFL corner. All right, you had one NFL corner, which was Jacoby.
Fertillion is out of there.
Yeah. You got Jacoby Durant on one side. You got Tail Flair on the other side, was a 6'3", 6'4" corner. You got Jablonski Green. You still got the linebacker that played there. You had another DN. I don't know if you. I don't think this game is. Because I look at it like this.
Now Corey Fields could have gave it to you. You know what I mean?
He'll give you one. And honestly, I think that Jackson State defense is better than this Jackson State defense. So
I agree.
If we talking apples to apples, you had a defensive NFL Rookie of the Year nominee with Coinus Miller, with Hampton,
Gaddy,
Aubrey Miller. Or Gaddy didn't play that game.
That game.
Nugget was on one side. You still had Bowden.
What about the kid Dante, the big lineman? Man. Davis.
Man, come on, man. It's not even. What's out?
Because I think Davis is better than both of these guys. I like Davis is good. Davis to me is Devontae, whatever his name is. But yeah. So,
that defense was out real. Owens, it was a dude from Georgia Tech. Owens was on that team. Yeah, that team was absolutely star-studded. That's not the same. The only thing you're upgrading is Shiloh. So that's the only place where you're really upgraded. I'm keeping it a buck. It's the only place where you're upgraded at is Shiloh. I'll take Simon Craig over Asias Guthrie tomorrow. Okay, like I love
Silman Craig. That ain't even close.
You know, Craig is nasty. Okay,
Craig ain't even close.
So I'm taking him over both them safeties. I mean, and honestly, if you swap out Robert McDaniels with Shiloh, that's not a bad thing.
But Scotty, if you do that, you have a group of 5 defense.
That's fair.
Because you got Nugget, you got the other kid over there. I mean, come on. You know, what's the kid that used to return kicks? Bowden?
Warren Newman. Yeah, Warren Newman.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about the DB that returned kicks. There was a DB. Bolden, played for
Isaiah.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I get you. I'm about to open the call lines back up. I'm gonna take these 2 calls, and whoever calls in, I got you.
The conference has been unlocked.
Fam UKJ coming to you.
All right, what's up,
Somebody
Scott?
said, I think McDaniel is better than Shiloh. You think?
Go ahead, Fam UKJ.
All right, man. Check this out. I don't know if you covered this, but I kind of joined in late. But I'm going to give a D to Barry, his coaching staff, and the coaching and training staff. Man, I've never seen a situation where you're talking about a controlled environment indoors, and they had a guy cramping in the first quarter.
Facts.
Number 41, the big
cramping, man. So that tells me, one, your training staff does not have your guys hydrated. Two, you didn't do the type of work that you needed to do physically to keep your guys sharp. You know that you had a Thanksgiving break. Football players, a lot of them guys go and eat their butt off and then come back. You got to get those guys in shape, man. And that was just embarrassing to see guys laying out player after player cramping. I see a guy, one of their top safety, pop a hamstring. So that's telling me, man, you're not putting in the kind of work that you need to do. This is the biggest game of your coaching career.
Yeah.
You know, and you got to have these guys sharp. And then last, man, he used 3 timeouts because of the play clock running down and they can't get the call in on time. 3 timeouts out of 6 because they weren't prepared to get the call in for on offense to get the play so he can snap it, man. So that's a horrible coaching. Like I said again, the training staff not having these guys hydrated and ready to go, and it's ridiculous. That was sad to see. I'm not going to
KJ, let me ask you this.
Played a good ball, but that was terrible, man.
Let me ask you this, KJ. Do you give any grace to Chennis Berry because this is his first Celebration Bowl in his first year in the MEAC?
No, because this guy has been to, like I say, he's been to the playoffs in D2 twice, and the same kind of things are happening.
But they play next week in D2.
I think. Listen, I'm gonna
roll. Yeah,
but go ahead, Femi.
Go ahead.
Well,
okay, but what I'm just saying is that he should be accustomed to being able to go. Okay, big game. I got to have my team ready to go. And just the fact to see a team that was a good tackling team throughout the season, all of a sudden now they're not tackling, and like I say, guys falling out like flies. That's horrible, man. And like I said, I would, like I said, if he was so-called on a list of hot prospects for coaching vacancies, and I'm not saying
you got to come off.
You got to start taking a look at it.
You got to come off.
Say that again?
You got to come off. I'm sorry. I said the same thing.
You have to, man.
You got to come off.
You have to. I mean, you got to start. Can this guy win the big one? I mean,
are you being a prisoner of the moment though if you do that?
No,
it's not. It's not the prisoner.
All right, man. Thanks for taking my call, bro.
I'm sorry, Fab. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the call. It's not a prisoner of the moment thing for me. I said it before you came on. And if we're talking about his time in big games, I said my grandfather used to say, first time's a mistake. The second time's a coincidence. The third time's a pattern. The first time he got mollywopped in the playoffs. The second time he went back to the playoffs, he was the number 1 seed. He had a bye and still got mollywopped. And then in the third one, you come into the Celebration Bowl and you get mixed. You get mixed. So listen, again, and I said it again. I said it before he got hired. I said he's only good at beating black coaches. I said that. I said he couldn't beat TC Taylor, but I said he's only good at beating black coaches. And I said he's not a big time winner.
So Scotty, let's look at it. Let's look at this. Because I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys. One, I think evaluating the guy off of 1 year is a bit presumptuous, right? I believe you have to stack some years together in order to really find out what a guy is on each level. Because just like players, you may be a good D2 player. There's no guarantee you can move up and be a good D1 D1 player. And I think coaches are the same way, right? So I don't mind you having some reservation about how good Chennis is as a coach, right? But if you went through the process of putting him on your wish list as coaches, and you didn't take in consideration that he's only coached 1 year in D1, then you're not doing your due diligence as an AD or whoever the committee is. Because you have to keep that in mind when you say he's on my wish list, that he's just been at this level 1 year. You have to take that in consideration. And being on this level at 1 year may have hurt him in this game.
Okay. I'll give you that because he didn't understand the preparation and the weeks off and stuff like this. But on the flip side of that, and Rocky, I completely agree with your point. On the flip side of that, You can't keep coming up small in
I
this
agree.
game. That's it gotta go. That's the only thing for me. It's as I've seen you in big games as well, and you've done this. You've done this exact same thing. Even when you were supposed to have the better team, you did it. And I don't think in this game you particularly had the better team. I think in certain spots you had better players, but it wasn't it wasn't like FAMU against everybody else.
They easily could have won this game.
They could have. If you get better execution, the game is completely different. So I don't think PotHole State was light years better than South Carolina State like I felt FAMU was with everybody else, right? But I think on the flip side is I'm isolating the moment. I won't detract from what he accomplished in the season because I think that was a feat in itself, right? Getting here is an accomplishment. So that's one thing. But I have to isolate the moment of the game because I've seen you in these games and you failed in these games.
Now, this is the last thing I'll say about him as a prospect, as a coach, right? If I'm hiring him and say I'm Prairie View, right? I'm going to put Prairie View in this situation. And I feel like this. I would take Chennis for this reason. We have better facilities than South Carolina. I haven't been there, but I heard that they have better facilities. The fan bases, there's not the legacy of success at South Carolina, but Prairie View, I don't think South Carolina has a huge fan base, neither does Prairie View. But here's the deal. Taking away Chennis Berry and put him in Prairie View, if you can put Chennis Berry in a better situation as a coach,
what does he get out of it?
Yeah, I think it's better for Chennis Berry. Like that's my whole deal. Like for Chennis Berry, if you put him in a better situation as a coach, I think you could get better results. And I think that's fair to say. I think if you look at just the outcome of this game and then determine whether or not you're going to hire him, I think you're not being fair in totality to Chennis because he did beat the SWAC coach, the coach who played in the Celebration Bowl, Larry Scott. He did beat Trey Oliver in a big game, right? And so, again,
the conference has been unlocked.
I just think, but I would be leery of hiring a guy who's had 1 year experience on that level. I would. I honestly would. I would want a more proven guy if I was going to try a coach.
All right. JG, coming to you. Hey, now listen. You a man of the cloth. Don't come over here talking crazy. Don't come in here talking crazy.
Sorry. Matter of fact, you not scouted Abrion. Abrion. Well, hey, first of all, don't ever come for my speeches. Don't come for my speeches. What did you say before the game? All right, let's start there.
Whoa.
Second,
you only won for one. You only won for one. Let's not don't play. You 500 right now.
I've been all season, baby.
No. We talk. You know what I'm talking. I'm talking about big celebration bowl. Okay, you 1 for 1 in speeches.
Okay, I went there with Dion. All right, so let's start there. I just want to hear you say it, man. Just tell me who are the Celebration Bowl champs.
PotHole State.
And call us by our government. No, call us by our government now.
PotHole State.
No.
That's the one I got. That's the one I put on the paper.
Oh, all right. So, okay, I'm going to move past that because you're not going to let me win no one. Now, I got to go back. You know, just like you keep receipts, I keep them too. You know, and I mean, we got to collect our tithes and offerings because I remember on a show on Outspoken on October the 7th, I was in the chat and Scotty made a bold declaration. He said, I'll put 100 on Jackson State not winning the Celebration Bowl. And one brave soul got in that chat and said, hey, I'll put 100 on it too. And Abrion, along with many of his followers, his disciples, challenged me on that bet. And I'm here to collect. We collecting our tithes and offerings today, baby. We collected.
I got you. You got Zelle? Hey, hit me, DM me, and I'll Zelle it to you.
Hey, man. Hey, nah, bro. Scotty, you got an army of kids over there. I ain't going to do that to you. But to your followers, it's Christmas time, bro. I ain't going to make you send me that. You good, bro. But to your followers, everybody in this chat, I'm finna drop that cash out right now. Go ahead. Load me up, baby. Load me up. I'm going, Scotty. That's all I got.
Okay, Jay. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Oh my goodness.
Scotty, I'm gonna ask you a question, Scotty, and this is a question I've asked Coach Cole, and Coach Cole, he's honest as he can be about it. I'll just put it like that. Is T.C. Taylor an incredible coach, or is he just the best of the worst?
Best of the worst. Incredible is a lot.
Okay. Let's say, is he a great coach, or is he just the best of the worst?
I think he's a good coach.
I said great.
I don't think he's great.
He's literally winning the national championship in his second year as a head coach, Scotty. I'm just saying, is he a great coach, or is he the best of the worst? That's all I'm saying.
I think he's a good coach. I don't think he's great.
Okay.
No, I don't think he's great. Like, to me, okay. This is it's
because it took Willie what, 5 years?
No, he got it. He got two with he had the 2 run with Jackson, and then he got on his third, but then he was on probation he was on probation when he first got to FAMU. Remember?
So he would have won. He would have won it.
He would have went to one, but
Yeah.
he was on probation, so they self-reported, so they took themselves out of going to the Celebration Bowl. So yeah. Listen, I think great is a culmination, right? Like, if you like Dirk Nowitzki, for Mavericks fans, they consider him the greatest Maverick because of the run and the championship and him not leaving a team and going big 3. But if you put him in the pantheons of power forwards, some people don't put him because he doesn't have enough championships, right? No, that's just being a good coach. Like, what? Great is being used a lot. Great is being you. Listen, bro, that is not a great coach to, I'm going to run my team like my personnel dictates. That's not great. That's just being a smart coach. Like, what are we talking? Like, I swear to God, in HBCU football, you got to do the bare minimum. You know what great is? And this is why I say Willie Simmons is great. Every year he had a different quarterback, and every year he came out with 9 wins. That is great. And they all did something different. That is great. That is a culmination of different time periods where you can see, hey, this is this and this is that. And I had to work with this. I had to work with that. I had to go around. I think T.C. Taylor benefited off of a down year, and he ran the table. And it's nothing wrong with that. But to call him great, no. He's a good coach. He's solid.
I agree with you, Scotty. But when the reason why I say best of the worst is this, because even today, he be the first year Division I head coach, and we all know in the SWAC, there's nobody with more than 3 years head coaching experience.
So he literally just beat off. He either be the first year coach or a second year coach, and it's not his fault because he's a second year coach, right? So it's not his fault of how the lay of the land is, right? That's not his fault, but he's a good coach. And you can't take anything away. Listen, he's a good coach of how he built his program. He built his program a certain way. He wanted it to be a certain way, and he built it like that. Congratulations to him. But to say something is great, I just can't. I just can't. That's just me though. He's a good coach though. He's good. But, and to me, from where everything is at, he in the SWAC, he's the best of the worst. Like in the SWAC, I consider him the best of the worst. But I think if you put him in FCS, I think he's good. Like if you put him on another program, I think he'll be good. I don't think he'll be trash. So that's my thing. Zoe, coming to you.
The champ is in the building. Listen, I want to say something first. I got to touch on some stuff. So first, Rocky, I heard you. So let me say this. No, T.C. Taylor is not the best of the worst. But no, he's not great right now. But he's on the path to greatness. I'll say this. Scotty, you mentioned Willie Simmons, right? But no one could even say Willie Simmons was great at this juncture of T.C. Taylor's career. T.C. Taylor is on a better pathway than what Willie Simmons was.
No, disagree. Completely disagree. No. No, Zo.
Let me tell you why.
No. He had a complete rebuild from a losing program. No. FAMU was not popular. FAMU did not have no buzz. FAMU was ass.
Let me stop you while you're ahead. Willie Simmons in year 2 was at FAMU. He was at Prairie View. He wasn't at FAMU. Listen to what I just said.
No, I said at FAMU.
I said after Willie Simmons' second season as a head coach, he was not on the path of what TC Taylor was. That's fact. That's not even. Was
it him or the school though?
Again. At you're talking. What are you talking? You're comparing Prairie View to Jackson after Prime.
Listen to what I said. TC in year 2 of a head coach
is
ahead of Willie.
So let me ask you something, Zo. Let me ask you something, Zo. Zo, let me ask you something. Because I want you to answer this in all honesty. What's a more impressive coaching job? Making Prairie View relevant and winning as a program, or winning the SWAC at Jackson State?
I would look at both jobs where they got them. When Willie Simmons got that job at Prairie View, maybe it was a loser program, but for all accounts, Jackson State was a loser program when you got to assemble a brand new team.
What?
When you have to bring in you got to bring in a brand
Stop
new.
it, Zo.
When you have to bring
come on, Zo. Come on.
What happened to the we've been like this? What happened to that Jackson State? We've been this.
Not only that, revamp everything in the building. In year one, and then you turn around and win in your second year. Not only win the SWAC, but win the Black National Championship in year 2.
Okay, Zo.
So again, but hold on. Even in me saying that, I didn't say that that's great. I said that that's damn good, and he's on a pathway to greatness. That's not debatable.
So what you originally said, I thought, was in the second year of coaching, he's off to a better start than Willie Simmons. That's what I thought you said.
That's what he said. That's
exactly what I said.
That's what he said.
So are you okay? So
hold on. So hold on. Rocky. So in Willie Simmons' first 2 years at Prairie View, what did he do?
He won.
I want to say he went 65 and 8-3 in his last year.
Okay then. No, his first 2 years as a head coach.
He won.
65 and 83.
7-4.
Prairie View.
7-4 with a whole brand new program, not just staff, brand new program that he built from the ground up.
Still had
7-4.
Nah, bro, because there were still some players left over from Dion, regardless of what you wanted to give credit to or not. There were still players. There were still players left over from Dion.
There was players today from Dion's team.
There were 12 players on the roster.
And they're playing. A lot of them are playing.
When? Who?
So True Thompson, True wasn't on that team? True didn't get recruited by Dion?
Okay, that's one player.
Okay.
I said it was 12 players.
What about the starting left tackle? They got hurt.
Huh?
Ford.
It was either way.
Come
it was
on, man.
12
Stop
players.
it, bro. Stop
it was 12 players on the roster.
Again. This is what's killing me right now, Zo. You're acting like the brand of what Dion left Jackson did not have a part to play in recruiting, and
I didn't say
that helps. That helps. It wasn't like TC Taylor came off of who's the guy before Dion? Hendricks. It's not like he came off Hendricks and walked into a situation and turned it around and made him a national championship. I would be like, you know what? You got, you know what? Hey, Zo, you win it. You're right on that one. I would give you
Zo, I'm gonna be honest with you. And this is not a sophisticated take at all. But as a head coach, TC is a trust fund, baby.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hell no.
Yes.
Hell no.
Dog, he is living off that Dion buzz, bro. You can't tell me he's not, bro.
He's not. No.
Yes, he is.
TC Taylor's not living off of anything. They're not living off anything.
He is still. He's still riding that day.
Can we? So he has the most support in HBCU football. Does he not?
I can't say that. No, I can't say that. I mean, so
we're not gonna be honest. So if we're not gonna be honest about what is what is
No,
fact.
I'll be honest. Define. That's a subjective statement.
So,
Define.
so do they lead the SWAC in it? Do they lead HBCUs in attendance?
They've always done that. That's before Dion. They always done it. So
No. I'm just saying, but my point is that's an advantage. Not is that an advantage?
What an advantage?
Leading FCS in attendance.
Oh no. Attendance don't matter. Our attendance don't matter because we're a quiet fan base. So us having a bunch of empty, non-vocal people at the stadium means nothing. It's not an advantage because remember, our home field advantage is not good in comparison to FAMU and Alabama State. That's fact.
Hey, listen.
We just have more people at the stands than everybody else.
I don't care. Listen, bro. I don't care what you're talking about. At the end of the day, Dion leaving. You can say how many. I don't give a damn if he took 80 players. The fact every time Shador and Travis get on something and they bring up Jack, that is buzz. And he left them in a buzzing situation.
Even you said this on our even on our show last week. So you said
this team, the 2024 edition of Jack State Tigers benefited from Deion Sanders in no shape, form, or fashion.
Okay.
All right. Well, we can disagree.
Okay.
We can disagree.
Okay.
None. But also I want to say this too. Look, Teaser Taylor in his second year, and again, I'm not saying he's great. He's a damn good coach, but he's on his pathway to being great. Any coach that win a championship and win a national championship in his second year is doing something. And I could even sit there and say, okay, well, this ain't Dennis Erickson. This ain't Dennis Erickson taking over for Jimmy, you know what I'm saying, for Jimmy Johnson, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And with a loaded roster, you come around and win. But I'm also say this too, because I'm gonna move on past it. You guys were talking about Chinnis Berry earlier. I want to say this too. I want to say this on a live platform. I need Chinnis Berry to come up with a new stick. That whole thing about mailman got to go to work. I'm a mailman. I take a fish that his ass don't deliver. I deliver. He don't deliver. All that talking, he need a whole new stick. That whole chin, mailman got to go to work. He ain't going to work. He don't deliver. I deliver. This postseason record, that's on your resume now.
I said that, Rob.
Right now.
I told you that got to be held accountable. One time is a mistake, the second time is a coincidence, the third time is a pattern. Like, I'm sorry.
I love
next season. I don't need to see nobody in the locker room before the game because it sounds good. Mailman gotta go to work. When it's cold, mailman gotta go to work. I don't hear it no more. I'm the mailman. I got the uniform. I started to come on screen with it on. I deliver. He don't deliver.
Hey, Zoe, you gotta. I agree with most things you say, bro. But you gotta, in the coaching profession, and in black coaching particularly, TC is a trust fund baby.
Absolutely.
No, sir.
Absolutely.
No, sir.
So okay. So who's a trust fund baby in HBCU if TC not one?
I honestly, man, I can't really call who's a trust fund baby.
Cozy.
But TC Taylor is.
Cozy.
I can't say. You know what? I'm gonna tell you why I can't say. I can't say if Cozy is or isn't. I know FAMU lost some players, but I can't speak to the total, nuances of everything that happened with FAMU's roster in that program. I can't speak to it.
I can't. And a lot of players that left behind, a lot of players that Willie has signed. Yes, some of them did jump back into the portal once they found out he was leaving. But he is living off of. Half the defense was last year's team. The O-line, all the O-line came back. The whole starting O-line came back. Your MVP champion came back. Willie recruited Daniel Richardson. So Kendall Bowler was still on that team, Senior Bowl recentless. Jeremiah Pruitt, Senior Bowl. No, that's a trust fund kid. You a trust fund kid, in my personal opinion, and you still couldn't win with him.
I would say this. Now, what was left was left, right? I'm going off what you just said. What was left was just left. But then I would say he's more of a trust fund baby because you benefited off of it. FAMU didn't win.
Yeah, he was, and again,
but they did win. They went 6-6, 7-4, 7-5, whatever.
No. I'm not saying they didn't have any success. I'm saying I would be more apropos to say a trust fund baby because if it's a trust fund, it's like, okay, something happened, you come into a whole bunch of wealth, but you
no.
succeed with that, right?
No,
you
no,
balling.
no.
My thing is,
it's a
he
safety
didn't win.
net. It's a safety net. The trust fund is a safety net. You still gotta do your own thing with it, but it's a safety net to say, like, if I can't get this job, I still got this to lean back on, right? So, like, for Cozy, it's like, hey, I'm probably not the greatest recruiter, but I still got some leftover players from Willie. That's my trust fund. And for Jackson, it's the buzz that Deion left you for your program. Like, people did not know Jackson on a national level like they do now. So, like, again, so when TC walks into somebody's room, when Coach O walks into somebody's living room, they know what Jackson State is at this point. But go ahead.
And so I also wanted to say this, and this is why I say it. And this, when I say trust fund, baby, because TC won a championship, it's no shot. He did as much as he could do with what he had. He took him to the top. So it's a credit to him winning the championship. I'm not trying to take credit for TC. But what I'm simply saying is he was left with an infrastructure, a support system, even to your point, a blueprint. Hold on.
Right there. Let me stop right there. Okay, see, let me pull the curtain back. You're speaking from outside. I'm inside the house. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There was no support system. Everything was ripped from the studs with regards to this foundation. I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. What I'm telling you is, it's not just a coaching staff leaving. It's the whole entire program starting over from the foundation. Like, everything's going. Basically, it was TC and Otis. They literally had to pour cement, frame a brand new house. So.
But y'all didn't have to brand it. It's like tearing down a McDonald's. It's like tearing down a McDonald's and rebuilding it. As long as you keep the same corner, you're gonna get the same business.
Huh?
I say it's like tearing down a McDonald's. You can tear down a McDonald's, then rebuild it. As long as you're on the same corner, you're gonna get the same business once it open up for operation.
That's not the same analogy. You want to know why? So basically, what you're saying is, because Deion Sanders was the head coach, that means we can go anywhere. Oh, guess what? We're just automatically going to out-recruit everybody there, right? So never mind and negate the fact that TC and Otis had to go out there and hit the pavement to get these players in here.
Wasn't Otis the recruiter coordinator the last time when Deion was there? That's a great guy to keep on staff.
Huh?
Wasn't Otis the recruiting coordinator for Deion?
No, Otis tight end coach.
So I'm gonna say this, bro. I think any coach in their right mind would take TC's situation. I think Mickey would take TC's situation over his situation at Grambling.
Absolutely.
All right. I think Dishman would take TC's situation over his situation at TSU. Terrence Graves, I think he would take TC's situation over his situation at Southern, right?
I mean, but here's the thing, Rocky. I wouldn't disagree with you, but I think anybody would take the situation. It has nothing to do with Deion Sanders, though. I mean, again, Jackson State has the largest fan base in FCS. Jackson State they're committed to the football program. All the ancillary parts were there before Deion Sanders. Yes, Deion Sanders being there helped rate. I'm not being ignorant to the fact that, yes, he raised the profile to it. But the moment he left, he took everything with it. So again, you starting over from ground zero. To sit here and say, oh, well, if you tear down a McDonald's, you can still build McDonald's. And guess what? Everybody knows it's the Golden Arches. So come on, it's the same McDonald's. So come on here. You still have to get the people in the building. TC always had to get these players in here.
This is the thing I'll give TC. The first year, he realized what his deficiencies were on coaching staff, and he made the changes that were necessary, and he got this team going in the right direction by letting go of some people that weren't supposed to be here. That I will 100% give to him, hands down. Making Quinn the defensive coordinator, making himself the offensive coordinator, said, hey, you know what? I'm going to just do this on my own. We'll move Quinn into a high. They changed the whole defense and changed up the style of offense that they played. I will give him credit for that. But you're not going to take away the trust fund, the safety net that Deion left with the branding of Jackson State. You cannot tell in the day of social media and making something cool or making something relevant, you cannot take that away of what Deion did for Jackson State.
And let me ask you a question. Last question, Zoe. Could Jackson State do the work that they're doing have done in the portal the last 2 years without Deion Sanders being there first?
can't say. I can't say. No, let me tell you why. I can't say that because let me tell you why. So, what kind of work is FAMU doing in the portal? What kind of work did FAMU do in the portal? They were last season's Black College National Champion. What did they do in the portal?
I think those are two different situations.
Yeah, I'm not. How we comparing the same thing?
No. Again, what kind of work did they do in the portal?
Well, how is that? How is that the same?
No, you're saying that we would have had.
You consider Willie a celebrity coach?
If we could,
Cozy, you know what? You're actually answering the question. Cozy's not having the same success that Willie had in the portal. So what Rocky's asking you is, would TC have the same success if Deion had not gone to Jackson? It's a very simple question.
You know what? I will say this: if TC Taylor's the head coach, knowing the inroads of what we have in Mississippi, recruiting will still be on par like what it is now. Because I'll take this. Hold on, I'll take this year's recruiting class that we have thus far. Right? Look at the players that we got.
So you get Irv, you get Fortilli, you get all those guys
in Mississippi.
You get that? Okay. Listen. Okay.
No. We don't get that because of Deion Sanders.
Okay, if you say so.
Because of TC and Otis.
If you say so. Listen. We will agree to disagree. But once again, congratulations. Congratulations.
And then hold on, because I saw him come in. He was saying, "Oh, that's like I'm lying. That Prime did take everything with him." Then I'll ask the guy, whoever his name Sean P is, what did Prime leave? I got time. Where did he leave?
Coach O.
Since you say that I'm lying, he didn't take everything.
And I know Coach O wanted to go. I know Coach O wanted to go.
And an Instagram with 1 million followers.
Rocky, really? We talk about tangible stuff. What you say he didn't take everything? What did he leave?
He left True.
What did he leave?
He left Kev. He's the first team all SWAC. He left True. Who else he leave? He left most of the old line was recruited with Deion.
No, they weren't.
Well, only thing I'm saying here is though, man, I just
the only
think
old lineman left is Kurt Ford.
So
the only lineman is Kurt Ford. It was
there's a reason.
Hold on. And you're starting to name players. What else did Coach Prime leave? Where did he leave? Says I'm lying.
A buzz.
What else did he leave?
A buzz.
I'm telling you,
the main thing he left was an 0-2 damn record in the damn Celebration Bowl.
Okay. Hey, Zoe. Let me ask you this, and I want you to be honest.
Left SWAC champion.
When Deion left Jackson, what was a hotter brand in FCS football than Jackson State?
There was not one.
Okay, it wasn't one.
So are we not acting like branding doesn't matter in the day of social media?
But what we're not going to act like is though Jackson J dropped the ball with all the branding though. Remember, we did everything wrong, and everything the moment Prime left, everything flipped on his axis. Oh yes, we're going to go back to that time. Everything flipped on his axis. Jackson was horrible in horrible in the eyes of everybody outside of Jackson.
Bro,
point-blank period.
You still had the #1 recruiting class the year that Deion left. What are we talking about? You still had the #1 FCS recruiting class, Zoe. What are you talking about?
And the majority of those players were from the state of Mississippi.
Okay, but you still had the #1 FCS recruiting class based off the buzz of Deion.
I'm not knocking it. What I'm trying to tell you is the majority of those players were from the state of Mississippi. Otis and TC have inroads and relationships to those
and
coaches
it helps,
and players throughout
and
the state
it
of
helps
Mississippi.
that with them inroads and stuff. You know what made it cool? Deion made Jackson cool.
Okay.
He did.
Okay.
And I think so. Sometimes with you living inside,
I can assure you that the class that we have right now, Deion Sanders has nothing to do with it whatsoever. None.
No. What I'm saying is though, with you being inside the bubble of Jackson State, I think you don't understand how people outside the bubble view Jackson State prior to Deion. Right? It was always very important to you. Jackson State has always been very important to you. It's always been the center of your attention as it relates to college athletics. For many of us, like me and like Scotty, it wasn't. It wasn't even relevant in no way, shape, form, or fashion. And today, I could name you 20 players off the Jackson State team, right? I watched the Celebration Bowl from start to finish. Like all these things that and those and even hold up.
Nobody in HBCU ball was on your records though. So you saying that it's not going to like register because before then, I mean, nobody in HBCU ball was on your radar.
So this is what I'm saying. And those two Celebration Bowls that Dion played in, nationally televised games with the most popular coach in college football at the time, that meant something, Zoe. That meant something.
I didn't say that it didn't. I didn't say that it didn't. All I'm saying is, look, at the end of the day, I'm saying TC Taylor is a damn good coach on the pathway to being a great coach. All I'm saying
I agree.
In year two, after his second season, he's shown that he's a damn good coach with a trajectory to being a great coach. After year two, the man has done something that a lot of coaches in HBCU circles haven't done.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Last question. If he goes to Valley, does he do this?
No. Next.
Okay, hold on. I you know what? I'll take it a step further. If Deion Sanders is at Valley, he doesn't do this.
Okay.
If Deion Sanders is at Valley, he doesn't do this.
I disagree.
I don't think. Okay, I don't think it matters.
I don't think he wins a SWAC championship, but I think he goes. I think he has a winning record. I don't. Come on.
I don't.
You got Shador.
I don't. Not at Valley.
You got Shador. Shador gonna get you 7 games.
Okay.
All right, Zo. All right, man. Appreciate the call, though, Zo. Congratulations.
All right, man.
No, bro. See, here's the deal, man. Y'all call me Prime Man, Dion, DRs, whatever y'all want to say, bro. But this is the reality. For Jackson State fans, I don't understand what's the big deal. Like, you guys were given a great shot of energy by an amazing personality, amazing celebrity. That shot of energy invigorated your brand and everything. It made you guys relevant in spaces that you guys would not have any juice anywhere else. Tonight, for the whole week for that matter, they've been showing Jackson State highlights of Travis Hunter, right, all day because he's about to win the Heisman. What is that worth? Could y'all even afford that kind of publicity if they were selling it to you?
Okay, let me say this. This is a bad statement, D-Lo. It's an absolutely horrible statement because having the information that we have now on Shador, that then lets you know what you can surmise by his time being at Valley. You see what I'm saying? So that's a bad statement to say he's unproven because we're using hindsight. Now, would I have said the same thing at Valley when he first touched down? Yeah, because he was a freshman that nobody knew anything about. So absolutely.
And we thought it was daddy ball.
And I damn sure thought it was daddy ball, right? So if now that we have the hindsight of what Shador has become or what he had matriculated to be, you can surmise that he wins 6 games because, mind you, it's Valley. It's Valley. They just looking to have a winning record. And my next point would be this. What would Valley allow Dion to do that Jackson State wouldn't have? That's number one. And then my second point is this. It's just funny to me how people are not giving Dion credit, but y'all was just dick riding 2 years ago. 3 years. It was nothing that Dion couldn't say or do that y'all weren't dick riding for. But now that we telling you that you living off of the buzz that Dion gave you, now we dick riders? But when he was in the space, he could do no wrong. When he was in the space, he was Jesus walking on water. And I was telling you he wasn't, but I was hating then. But then he gone, and we telling you you still living off the buzz of Dion. Now I'm a Dion dick rider. Come on, man. That don't make no sense, bro. This shit don't make no. This is ass backwards, okay? Ass backwards. We're going to take these last 2 callers. We'll get up out of here. 8572 coming to you.
Hey, what's going on, Scotty? What's going on, Rocky? Man, I'll be honest with you, man. I listen to Zoe, man, but
man, I work in social media, man. I do design work. Man, what Deion gave Jackson, man, it's insurmountable. I'm not saying that TC and the guys today don't deserve the credit for winning the championship, but when you put that was on Good Morning America, man. Come on. Kids from all around the country all of a sudden knew who Jackson was. People in Mississippi decided to say, you know what? I don't have to leave the state. I can go to Jackson State. Because before then, they was leaving. So I just, man, I get it. He lost the two Celebration Bowl. You won it this time. But to say that he didn't give you a joke to that program is disingenuous, man. Come on, you have what's the basketball player that was Mississippi decided to be the head coach at the basketball team?
Mo Williams.
A lot of things.
Mo Williams.
Yeah, Mo Williams. Man, come on, man. Listen, Joe, I know you're a Mississippi guy, but man, it's just like here in Michigan, man. Michigan got a big brand. Harbaugh came in. Certain jokes help teams out, get them in positions to win. But to say that Prime didn't give you an opportunity to give you visibility is disingenuous, man. Come on. What you call it? Football. What's the thing for ESPN? College Game Day came to Jackson.
Thank you. Come on.
To say that man, Rocky said it already, man. I'm just gonna leave it on this. Zoe, I get it. Y'all mad the way he left and everything, but at the end of the day, man, if it wasn't for that joke, where Jackson State will be at right now? That's the question I want to know. If T.C. Taylor took over this program after the previous coach, would he have won a Celebration Bowl? That's the question should be asked.
No.
And I'll leave it at that.
Negative.
Good evening.
Appreciate it, Brody. It's an absolute no. Like, come on, man. College Game Day ain't never going back to Jackson. Ain't never going back to Jackson. But but we ain't. Come on, man. Let's not play this game, bro. Let me show you. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like when Deion gone, right? Jackson State wins HCBU title game. You know who posted this? You know who posted? What that say right there? ESPN. HCBU. That's what you get when there's no Prime. Back to irrelevancy. HCBU. Come on, man. Stop playing me. Bobby, coming to you. Last caller.
What's going on, brothers?
What's up, man? Talk to me.
Megan, I got two statements I want to make and get y'all opinion on. How do you feel that the Celebration Bowl is stagnating our coach's ability to coach playoff type ball? And what I mean by that is, for anybody's ever coached, it's a difference between the way you coach in a regular season and the way you coach in a playoff game or an end of the season game. There's plays that you wouldn't normally call when you have a game the next week or if something's on the line. What I've seen is the same play patterns and tendencies that we see in the regular season, we've seen in these championship games, and we've seen in the Celebration Bowl. Get your opinion on that. And to go back to a topic that you had going on earlier this week, Scotty, nutrition. When you were talking about nutrition at our schools, you can tell the schools that have better training programs, nutrition programs, because their players cramp less. But this season, even more so than last season, I've noticed that the teams can't complete their game plans because their players are cramping up. And look, it's getting worse.
I'm always going to be on the side of bump NIL. You need to focus on improving your program. There's no school in the SWAC or HBC football that's going to convince me that NIL is more important than investing in your program. It just don't make sense to me. I'm gonna say it again. It's like you living in an apartment and you're driving a Range Rover. Your priorities are messed up. They are. It doesn't make any sense. You're trying to play a game that was not meant for you. That's my issue with that. Now, with the playoff coaching, I will say this. I think it's one of those things. I know you probably watch basketball. I think it's like a playoff player, right? Like, when the playoffs come, some people just step up in players just like, you know, like Michael Jordan, the LeBrons, the, you know, the Manu Ginobilis, the Dirk. Like when the game is at its tightest, or when the chips really matter, the best comes out of them. I think to me, it doesn't matter about the level of competition. Because I think, like, if you're in the FCS playoffs, there's just going to be better teams than you, right? So you're going to have to out-coach better teams. But when you're in the HBCU championship game, I think you just have to be ready for the moment, and in the moment to be like, you know what, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win this game, or I'm going to stay within my game plan, or I'm going to make sure I dictate the time. Like, I think you just got to be in the moment for that game. So I won't say that it hinders. I will say this. What happens is this. When you're in the FCS playoffs, you're not checking for the other team. Like, the team that you play in that first round, you've probably never seen before. You've never looked at their game film before, right?
Right.
When you're playing an HBCU national championship, you probably peeked at their game. You probably watched a little bit of them. You know of them. You know the players that are over there. You get what I'm saying? Like, you kind of know some form or fashion of what they like to do and what they do. But when you step up in them FCS playoffs, that first week, that Monday, that Sunday, you are on a straight binge mode because you don't know who you playing. You don't know. Right? And you've never seen them before. You don't know nothing about them. You're probably just figuring out a couple of their players, and you're trying to figure that out all on the run on that week and trying to figure the game of. So I think that's the part in FCS that kind of just, you see the best of the best really show up and show out because, you know, they really game plan really well on a tight week to figure their things out. But I do think that some coaches has got it in them. Like, I feel like Willie Simmons and TC Taylor, you know what I'm saying? I think Willie Simmons has like a steel heart. Like, it's one of those hearts that just beats slow in the most pressure moments. Like, I'm going to say this, the call of flea flicker in the national championship game is probably one of the most like cojones call I've ever seen in my life. But TC Taylor came into this game and said, I'm not losing the game. You're going to have to take the game away from me. Well, go ahead.
Right. So with the flea flicker, right? You don't think that came from playing Southeastern Louisiana State, getting drugged like that?
Nah, I think it came in with Willie saying, "This is my moment. I'm gonna take it.
I'm gonna take it.
I'm gonna take it." You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my. I've done everything I can to get to this moment. I'm gonna go take it. I think for TC Taylor, it was a complete opposite. I think he said, I'm not going to coach myself out of this game. You get what I'm not gonna overcomplicate this game for my team. We're gonna do what got us here. And if South Carolina State just beats us at our game, they just beat us at our game. You get what I'm saying? I think for Willie, it was like, no, I'm gonna go take this game and I'm gonna get after it. So I think it's just a little bit of both. I think it's just a different philosophy, but they both, because listen, you got to give TC Taylor credit for not getting out of himself, right? Because when you feel like, 7-0 and you an offensive guy, and you want to light the scoreboard up, you it's JSU by 40, right? Like, you can get caught up in that hype and coach yourself out of the game. But he never did that. He stayed true to himself. He stayed true to his team and said, it's okay. We're going to nickel and dime them all the way down the field. What they say in Domino's, fish and bread keep the poor man fed. That's exactly what they did to them. 5 again. And then next thing you know, the Bama got 6 houses. You like, damn, you won the game. Yeah, 5. That's literally what he did, right? So it's okay. And it worked. And I don't think at any point in time did he lose control of the car or try to speed past. And he said, nope, I'm living right here. 65. That's the speed limit, 65. So, yep.
Right on. Well, hey, my brother, you have a good night.
Hey, man, you too, man. Appreciate the call, B. Hey, listen, at the end of the day, you can't get mad at a safe driver. Okay, listen, TC Taylor's insurance rates are A1. He drove that car today like driving Miss Daisy. Okay, we here. 10-2. Okay, 10-2. Stay in your lane and get there. You know what I'm saying? He's stopping at the railroads. You know what I'm saying? Like on the bus. Frequent stops. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay, right? Because he didn't lose. It's okay to play it safe when you don't lose. You see what I'm saying? And it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that, right? I think on the other side of the token, I think Chinnisberry panicked. I think he panicked. I think Chinnisberry panicked. He was trying to find a spark. Instead of finding a spark in the play calling, you thought it was the plays. Now, I do agree that Eric Phoenix did miss some throws. He did, right? Okay. But I don't think you set him up in the best situation to be great, nor did you add a running game or try to add a running game to help him out. You get what I'm saying? Because at least if you try to run the ball, you can manipulate the box, make them stack the box, then you have the one-on-one matchups that you're looking for. It was none of that. So I think it's a bit of both. I think Chinnisberry panicked. I really do. After they went up 14-0, I think he panicked. I absolutely believe he panicked. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. But hey, listen, great season. You can't win them all. I'm to it. At the end of the day, 2 is greater than 1, and you're 1-2. Okay, you're 1-2. Let's be very clear about that. You're 1-2. All right. So I don't care about no TC Taylor. At the end of the day, PotHole State was on all those games. I don't care who coaching. PotHole State was on all those games. You're 1-2. All right. You're 1-2. FAMU's 1-0. Totally different. Listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.